Hey guys, so this video is to show you how you can use the Paperscorer add-on in Google Forms to print bubble sheets, make a test key, and scan in your results, and then view those results using Google Forms and another add-on called Flubaroo. Sound confusing? I'm going to walk you through the whole thing because I want you to see just how this process works. So I've created kind of a shell. It does not actually have to have any real questions in it. Now, if you were going to give the quiz online through Google Forms, then you would want to type in real questions. But the whole purpose of the Paperscorer app is to create bubble sheets so that kids are taking this not online, but on a Scantron-like sheet. So we don't really need questions. We can just use Q1, Q2, etc. And I went ahead and used A, B, C, D as my answer choices because that makes it easier for me to make the key. But you can do whatever you want there. The limitations are that you can have only 50 questions. To use the Paperscorer app, you can have a maximum of 10 answer choices per question, and you can only have multiple choice questions. You cannot have any other kind. So I'm not going to add a question here asking the kids for their name or what class period they're in, and that's not really necessary, so as you'll see in a minute. Okay, so next I need to get the add-on. So I'm going to go up to these three dots up here. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go to add-ons if I don't have it already, and I'm going to search for Paperscorer. And if you don't have it, it'll say install. Mine is installed already, so mine says manage. And when you click install, you're probably going to have to accept some permissions and that sort of thing before it'll actually finish installing. Once it's installed, it will be under this puzzle piece. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, choose Paperscorer, and then I'm going to choose to generate bubble sheets because that's what I need to do first. And it's going to right now start talking to my Google Classroom. It's hooking up with that. And it came up with a list of classes that I have in my Google Classroom. So I decide which class I want to make bubble sheets for. And you're going to have to do this next process for each class that you want bubble sheets for. And I think that that would be a good thing for them to fix maybe in an update. If you could run multiple classes at once, that would be awesome. But right now we can't. So I'm going to run my first class, and it has 2 students in it. I'm going to click on next. And then I'm going to make my key. So let's see if I can remember what I wanted the answers to be here. Not that it really matters because it's a totally fictional test. But whatever. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to click on generate. And what it's going to do is it's automatically going to give me this option to download bubble sheets, and it's going to throw them down here in my downloads, which are kind of hidden, but I'm going to click on that to open that up. And what it is, maybe my recording window's in the way. Hold on. See if I can get it. There we go. So this is what it does. So it put my title on the top, it put my student name and their identifier, and then it gave me my bubbles. Okay, and at the bottom of each sheet, it has some barcodes and QR codes. And it put it all in one big PDF document, so I can just print this document and go. Now, again, for each class, you're going to have to go through that step of selecting the class, then entering the key, and then printing the bubble sheets. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and print these and scan them in using the app on the phone, and then I'm going to come back and show you what to do with that information once you've scanned them. So I just printed the bubble sheets and filled them in as if I was taking the test, and then I scanned them using the app on my phone, which is pretty self-explanatory. There's not a whole lot to it. So I bet you can do that part. And now I have to bring the responses into Google. Now, just because it read from Google Classroom doesn't mean that those scores are going to go back into Google Classroom. They're actually going to come to this form. So what you want to do is run this add-on one more time. Paperscorer, and then we're going to do import captured scores. And what they're going to do is they're going to throw in, just like they were, as if the students had taken this online, it's going to answer those questions. So that was done successfully, and now we can find them under responses. And this is really good because this is going to allow you to look at your questions and each one and see what percentage of students chose each answer choice. So you're going to be able to tell which of your distractors was the most distracting and what percent of your students got each question right, which is really valuable. But of course, it doesn't give you the individual grades that you're looking for. You can go through and click on individual, and you can see each kid and what they did, but you still don't have a grade. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to click on this little guy right here and create a spreadsheet with that data. And if you've used forms before, you've done this. And it's nice because then you can manipulate data just like you would in any other spreadsheet. But I'm going to go back and do something a little bit different. I'm going to take an extra step because what I want to do now is use another add-on called Flubaroo to grade these answers and give me actually a number grade without me having to go look at all of the answer choices on every single question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my form and I'm going to go to the preview, okay, and I'm going to put in, I'm just going to say, this, and I'm going to do this, and this is going to be the correct answers. Okay, and one more time I'm going to put in the key. I'm going to do this so that it will actually score this for me. Now, as I'm scanning these, it is giving me the results on my phone, by the way. So if you want, as you scan, you can just jot down their grade. That's an option. So don't think that you have to go through all this extra work, but if you are just scanning and you don't want to stop and write down everything as you're scanning them one at a time, this is another way to do this. So you can see now my response just fit right in with the others. And now I'm going to go to my add-ons and run Flubaroo. If you don't have it, you would just go down the menu to get add-ons and go find it. And that's a weird word, Flubaroo. This is it. That's how you spell it. And I'm going to enable Flubaroo in the sheet. And Flubaroo is very easy to use. It has instructions, very good instructions, by the way. So if you don't like this video or this isn't your thing, they have some nice printed instructions. But now that it's enabled, I can go down and choose it again, and I'm going to choose grade assignments. Okay, and there's a couple things that Flubaroo does that's great. First thing, it's automatically going to try and identify what is the identifier for the student and then what are the answer questions or what are the answer choices, and it did that correctly. So I'm just going to hit continue. And next it's going to tell me which one should be the answer key. And this is why I went and submitted that form, because I can't do a bubble sheet for me because I'm not enrolled in the Google Classroom as a student. So I had to fill it out online, but it still works. It's fine. No problem. I'm going to hit continue, and now it's grading it. And you'll notice that it added a tab down here at the bottom of the sheet. Did that automatically. Okay. And it's giving me my grades right here. So I can see that Penny got an 80 and Katrina got a 100. It also is doing some analysis on the questions over here for me, which that's nice. But it does one other thing that I think you'll find helpful, which is if I go back under here one more time, I can go to share grades. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to send the answers to the kids, and I can even share the answer key with them, so they can find out what they did right and what they did wrong and get their grade. So I'm going to say the user email ID is where I want to send the scores to. I'm going to share via email, and then I can even write a message to the students and say, great job. And this is a generic message to all the students. Great job on the test today. Here are your scores. Except I have to spell it correctly. Okay, and I'm going to hit continue. And it's going to automatically email a very nice report to the students with their scores in it. And it's going to tell them what their grade is. So you don't even have to do anything else to share that information with them. So I really like that. That's how you can make Flubaroo work with this for you. Like I said, it's going to pop up. The score is going to pop up on the app though too. So if you'd rather do that, that works. All right. I hope that this has been a helpful video. And if you need any help using your Paperscorer add-on, let me know and I will be happy to help.